Greetings everyone, my name is Tony Holowitz and I want to go over the tabs in the lower half of ACT. The tabs are, for example, activities, opportunities, history, notes, and I'm going to run through these real quick. So right now we are on the activity tab, and that shows all the activities that are scheduled for a particular contact. Opportunities are sales opportunities. We really haven't talked about this all that much. I'm not a huge fan of sales opportunities just because of the way it works, but having said that, this is where you can review all the opportunities that are related to a particular contact. History is the running record of things that have happened, histories that have been generated either by you or ACT itself based on things that might have happened within the contact. We can look at notes. If you want to put a note in, you can go up top and click on note, or you can add a note by clicking right here. So you can look at notes and add notes for a contact, for dialogue or information that you've discussed. Documents, you can attach documents. So let's say you sent this person an Excel proposal or something in Word, you can attach those documents, anything to the contact in ACT. Groups and companies are another way of organizing data within ACT. I haven't gone over this too much with my tutorials, but I will, and this will explain this area. It's rare when I come here. I tend to look more for the groups over on this side, so this is something I personally rarely use. Secondary contacts, let me describe this. I never use secondary contacts. What I do is, the idea of secondary contacts is, let's say there's an employee at this company that you rarely talk to, but you want that person's name. You want that person in ACT. Well, it might be the person working in the back. It might be the person in the office on the right when you walk in. Just, you want to add that person in as a contact, but they're not a primary contact. Secondary contacts is what it's called. I just don't do that. Relationships is something that in all the years I've been using ACT, I never use. It's a way you can relate. So let's say maybe someone referred you to this contact, and that contact that referred you is in ACT. You can relate that contact that referred you to this contact. It's just something I don't do very often, to be honest with you. The Web Info tab is one of the most underrated aspects of ACT. What the Web Info tab does, and you'll see this just popped out like this. I'm going to go back to this. If you see that it pops out, what happens is these are items inside of ACT that you can add to quickly navigate to based on the contact information here. When I just clicked on that, I was on LinkedIn, so it jumped out of ACT right to LinkedIn to look for this contact. Now, this is me, so it didn't really find me because I wasn't logged in, but this is a Web Info tab that, in essence, think of it as a way to Google information about a contact, and these are the shortcuts to get that information. For example, driving directions or a map of where this information is located. This is one of the most underrated aspects of ACT that people, I find 90% of the time, people have no idea this exists. Personal info. So let's say you work more with people in the business environment and you want to keep some general information about maybe their home address instead of just their business address. You can do that. Birthday, spouse, you can add fields here, things of that nature. Contact access is more of an administrative tool for working on how information is seen. So let's say, for example, you put your doctor in here or your attorney. You can make certain contacts in ACT private so other people in a team environment do not see them. You know, it could be your kid's school. It could be anything. So you can make items private or limit the access to certain people. Okay. User fields, by default, what ACT does is they've put in some user fields, user 1 through 10, that are put in here so you don't have to add fields. You can customize these fields, change the name of these fields, change the kind of field, but these are just fields that they've sort of built in as a little bit of a template that you can get in and work with really easily. Campaign results. First, I want to draw your attention over here to marketing automation. It's ACT's built-in email program. If you send out an email by clicking on campaign results, you're going to see the results of whatever emails went out to this person. And this is a phenomenal tool because it gives you a sense of how people are interacting with the information you sent out to them. It tells you when they've opened it, if they've clicked on certain things, the last time they clicked, the URL they clicked on. So this makes the marketing automation an incredibly great tool. So highly recommend you take a look at that after you've sent out campaigns. Marketing automation, right from here, you can actually send out an email if it's been set up already. So you can import a template, you can send out an email to an individual. This is something I don't use that often, to be honest with you, but I just want to point it out to you. And the timeline is one of those things that, again, there's so many things you can do in ACT. This, you'll see information about sort of what's happened with this contact over a time period. You can see sort of interactions you've had with that contact. Because this is a demo database, I don't have really interactions built into this. But these tabs will play an important part in your ACT experience, and I urge you to go in and look at those. Obviously, after you use ACT a little while, you're going to have more information down here, and depending on how your flow of information works and how you use ACT, this is going to change slightly based on how you work. Thank you so very much. You have a great day. Bye now.